Welcome back to the coverage of the White Spruce Open brought to you by Canadian Disc Golf Productions. This is the round 2, back 10. My name is Spencer Young.
And I am Chris Brown.
And welcome to the card.
Yeah, we're having a good time out here so far. The putting seems to be gotten a lot better. Everybody seems to be hitting long putts and making moves out there.
Yeah, playing also from the shorter tee pads, I think, is a little bit of a boost for confidence for a lot of players.
Yeah, and it might be just a familiarity too of like knowing the holes that we've been playing for years. And
yeah, so right now we've had a lot of movement on our card.
Yeah, this was our leader, Cam, coming in with 3 down. I think he's 5 down.
1 stroke off of Chris, who's now leading the tournament, sitting 6 down.
And then we got Mr. Stairs coming in. I'm pretty sure he's sitting at 4 down or something like that, doing all right, keeping it in there. And then Jake, not having the best round, but not bad by any means, so he can get himself back in there, no problem.
So we got hole 11, 290-foot par 3. There is a Mando that really isn't in play from the Whites. You got 2 options on this hole, kind of down the gap with mid-range or a fairway or over the top.
I think a lot of these guys will take the forehand spike hyzer, just drop it in above the trees and hope for a good landing.
Yeah, it's a very tough, I feel like, shot to go down the middle, but it does pay off if you can do it.
Yeah, it's up the middle shot is safe. You just throw it and wherever it gets you. If you take the hyzer, you can. If you pull it over or you get it out too early, then you can put yourself in the woods. But it's definitely the preferred play by anyone who can do it.
Got James going over the top.
Yeah,
It looks a little low, but always can fight through.
Yeah, I think we just saw it come through there a little short, a little early, but still fighting.
Battling the dust a little bit here.
Yeah, the car coming ripping up the fairway from the dog park in the back.
Looked a little bit left from Jake there. Got Cam going to his Firebird. I feel like that's the disc of choice for this hole.
Yeah, something similar. Firebird. I think Oz can go Omen.
Kind of the 9304 kind of range disc.
Yeah.
Every company's got them.
Staples.
Cam looked a little bit frustrated from that shot, so see where he landed there.
You never know what you're getting at when you're coming through the trees here. You could get knocked down very early. You could go all the way through and be on the next tee pad.
That looked short.
It was short. That Omen that he throws is incredibly overstable. So
that looked pretty good out from there, from Cam there.
Was that Cam?
That was Cam, I believe. Yep.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Chris just kind of laying it up. It's a very risky putt, especially if you're not on the crest of the hill and you're looking kind of up and down. Got Jake, probably 40 feet there,
Yeah,
roughly.
maybe a little inside that, but pretty close. He definitely went deep of the basket, which is really what you want to do, putting up so that you can just run it without having to worry about any air balls.
What a putt!
Makes it
great
deep in the bush.
Jake.
James heading on the path down to the next tee pad. Oh, it just gets it high left.
Jake takes the only birdie on the card for us, and then the rest of the guys are gonna hopefully tap out here for their pars.
Surprisingly, only 2 other birdies on the day with Cody Johnson and Jay Hartman. That's unusual because this is from the Whites. This hole is really birdieable. Just goes to show you that maybe the wind was up, or maybe the hole is just playing with people's brains.
Yeah. So next we got hole 12. It's a 225-foot par 3. This is the must-get on the course.
We played this one in the first round from the same tee pad.
So you'll see either putter or mid-range turnover on the backhand, or you'll see a Firebird or an overstable fairway, or even a mid-range on the forehand there.
I guarantee you James is probably going Justice.
So with this hole, the actual biggest problem is just trying to stay safe around the basket there. Very, very hilly.
Yeah, I find all the hill shots coming into the hillside hit pretty good. Oof.
So he hits a tree but stays in the fairway. So we'll give himself a long putt, but not what he'd hoped for. There's James Justice. Looks good, but maybe a little bit right though.
I think he was listening for chains, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so this is Cam's Neo Tactic.
Okay.
Good looking disc though.
Puts it out on the hyzer and lets it just fall. That's fantastic. How's he going backhand here with the Praxis?
Yeah.
I do remember he was having some knee problems. He hurt himself doing something. And so it might be why he's leaning on the backhand right now.
Yeah, you could notice there was a little bit of favoriting on the 11th tee there too as well. Jake trying to throw in with the forehand, just missed. That was a great run at it.
Yeah, he's also lucky not to have rolled away after hitting the root there.
Chris gives himself a 20-footer here.
That's a great backhand.
Yeah. Kind of dealing with a leaf in his face, it looks like.
Nothing worse than having just something bothering you right in your eyesight.
James is already committed to moving to the next tee, so he's done with this hole. Walking away with his birdie.
All the bugs make it look like it's raining, but it's not. It's just buggy in this area.
So, great result for our card. 3 birdies, just 1 par.
And that has to be the easiest hole in the course. I'm almost guaranteeing it.
Behind 9, it is the second easiest.
Oh, right. 9 being a par 4.
But only, it did play only 7-1 under par, so
yeah.
Very much a birdie game.
Hole 13.
Playing as a par 4, 300 feet.
It says par 3, but it is a par 4 for the tournament today. Another shot where you're just chipping up either to right where the drone is or just past the down tree to the left of the camera right now, and then pitching up and taking your 3.
This is one of those that you want to get the 3. You want to get the birdie and kind of walk away. If you're taking a par, it kind of hurts a little bit. But, there's a lot of danger on the hole if you do not get a good placement off your tee shot.
Mm-hmm. If you hit the first gap, this is pretty easy. If you don't hit the first gap, you're really working hard.
James looks like he's going for the longer gap there as well from this tee pad.
Mm-hmm. Last round he was a little short and kind of pinched himself off, so it looked like he made the adjustment there.
Looks like Cam gets unlucky and kind of hits the branch and falls directly underneath it.
I personally think that kind of saved him. I think if he kept going, he was going to in that no man's land in between the 2 gaps.
Chris kind of goes with the backhand.
Yeah,
looks happy about it.
Yeah, again. Get past that branch, get into the open there, or lay it up early. Those are your options.
Yeah.
Jake's going for it.
Jake's getting a little aggressive, pulling out a Firebird for choice here. When you see a lot of mid ranges or zones or
this is where you made. Wait, okay, no, this is okay. He's in the early gap.
Yeah, so he hit the tree. This is not a too bad a spot. If you can get around those 2 main trees, this gap's pretty easy. But he clips the big tree.
Yeah, it looked tough. You see Cam putting himself back in no man's land. I thought that tree saved him, but it definitely hurt him.
Put him into the no man's land. But that looks great. If he can get around that last bush there, he's got something. So Chris went long and finds himself behind like the new down tree that fell during all the storms.
I honestly don't even know where he is.
He's long. No, he's not. What?
Yeah. I get it now, yeah. So he is early right.
What?
Oh, he must have hit a tree and kicked early
they're
right.
long. They were long.
I don't know. Either way.
The confusion on the card.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Jake. 50-footer, 60.
Oh,
what
tickles
a
the chain.
I think this back half, he's out for some vengeance after what happened the first round. Chris tapping in the nice birdie.
From wherever he landed.
This is for par. Looks like we're gonna have again 3 birdies and 1 par on the card.
Oh,
Oh.
putt off.
Oh,
Cam.
a little bit.
Cam
Wanted
almost
to
misses
take a
it.
little bit of a risk there on that one. So we move on now to hole 14. It's a 226 par 3. You'll see probably a lot of turnover mid-ranger putters here.
I think a few of them will just play the forehand into this group of trees and hope for that gap putt.
Yeah. The one thing with the forehand is just off the tee, it elevates very, very quickly and then dips back down. It's very hard to throw a forehand that's going to be solid from that type of height.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to play for a long putt with the forehand. You can get inside, but it's tight.
Whenever you're ready.
I've even seen some thumbers thrown here. So
Yep, it can work. I've tried it.
good. James going the forehand. Just clips the branch. Trying to cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, that was just a little high out of James.
So I think after seeing that, Cam's going to go with the backhand. Taking more an aggressive route at it, going up and over.
I do like that high flexing Anheuser that kind of just goes right at the basket. If you try to play it too low, you're never going to get all the way up.
We're seeing Pathfinder from Oz. The one thing with the going above and over, I think it's more aggressive, but you're bringing the trees on the right into play a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely, but it is the way to get all the way up to the basket for the putt.
For sure.
And I think everyone on this card has the caliber of play to want to push that envelope and make it and go for the 2.
I believe this is actually an envy from Jake here. Something maybe a little bit more finished, but it looks like it flipped up straight for himself.
Yeah, I think he was just going for that forced over Anheuser that slowly flexes out.
So James gets a very bad kick.
Mm-hmm.
Very rough spot.
He's very lucky to be outside the bush, though.
Yeah.
Curious what he's going to do with a run-up. That
might be perfect.
It's hard to say. Like it could be long. It could be perfect. It could be that disc right there.
So, you got Chris. It's probably a 35-foot putt, but it goes a lot longer.
Yeah.
The camera makes it look a lot longer, too.
Oh, he does it.
Putt.
Wow. Little straddle jumper from Oz there.
And this is the problem with being aggressive. You can get very far over there. Same thing
Did
with
they do
James.
that at
Wow,
Provincials
okay.
one year?
It's close.
This is this is quite far to the right. It's impressive that they got all the way there without hitting anything.
The biggest problem is once you get the height, and if wind catches you or anything, the hill slopes off very quickly, so you can go very, very far. Oh, gives it a good run, just misses a little right.
Jake seems to be on level the whole time, just keeps missing right and left. It's a common problem for
James.
For a lot of people.
Salvages the par after the bad tree kick on his drive.
Tapped the organ already? That's right.
Jake, 15 feet, looking to tap in.
This basket's a little weird because it's lower than the rest. It's about. You can see when Jake goes to pick it up, he's reaching down into the basket, so it kind of messes with your brain. But he makes good on it.
Who's had a putt?
And for this round, we've seen a birdie, but there isn't many, and it is one of the hardest holes, actually the third hardest.
Really? That's surprising.
Third hardest on the course.
There was only 2 birdies. We saw one with Oz and his putt, and then Joe Vander Veen as well got another birdie.
So now we move on to hole 15, and hole 15 is a 250-foot par 3. You'll see probably a lot of forehands, but some will turn like a turnover backhand, and it's become a lot more open off the tee. Used to be a tree that fell there.
Yeah, just off to the front left.
Yeah.
It shouldn't really affect the throw that much, but mentally it gets in your way.
Exactly. So
I'm expecting, as long as Oz is feeling it, yeah, we're going 4 forehands, just through the gap, above the basket, make your putt.
looks a little inside and a little short.
Yeah,
I believe that was a gator too.
Yeah, that's a long throw for a gator, but Ozzy can do it.
That looks great. A little bit off to the right, but again, gives himself a putt.
If there's ever a hole to ace run, it's this hole. Because you do want to finish above the basket.
It's gonna work. Come on.
Oh, what a run. I think that might have been a tactic.
Yeah, you got to be worried about coming in that hot, though, because if it does roll all the way back down, there's nothing to stop it until you get all the way to 2 holes ago.
So this interesting approach here. Try to get more level with the basket instead of putting downhill. Getting on a knee doesn't pay off, though, but good run.
Maybe he did that just to get below the wind so that he could release a flat putt. Oh my
Just
goodness.
leaves it low.
Cam.
Chris finds himself in an odd spot. Looked like he was a lot shorter, but I guess he got some good distance. Great putt.
Makes the putt. Oz isn't going to miss too many of those in a round.
Jake just right around circle's edge. Oh, just missing right.
That's 3 missed putts pretty much around circle's edge in this in our lead card here. That's unusual.
Jake tapping in the par.
There it is, buddy.
James and Cam looking to just tap in their par and move on to the next hole. Dead center chains, no doubt about it.
You
A
can
little
see-
bit of frustration there from
Yeah.
Cam.
Yeah, he's missed a lot of putts this tournament that he normally wouldn't, so I can understand the frustration.
So now on to hole 16, par 3, 265 feet. Again, shared tee pad with the Blues, so these guys are used to this one. Again, there's just 2 routes. You got your forehand that you'll see mid-range or fairway for, and then the backhands you'll see a putter or mid-range most of the time.
Yeah, the hardest part about taking this straight out of grid is this tree branch we're going under right now. It tends to catch anything that is high enough to get to the basket. So you kind of have to play it against the hill and play for a slide up.
So we've got Oz here going with a Omen. So keep it low, let the flare happen. That's a great roll too. The one thing with this hole is the greens are very fast and you'll see a lot of skips.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Oz skip aced this a few years ago at the White Spread Open. One looked a lot like that. As James almost drops one in off the skip.
So as you can tell by those 2 throws, you don't play to park it, but you play for the skip to get close. Or even skip ace it. As you said, Oz is done. Not just
Oh, you
makes it
slipped
roll
again.
right.
But you got through.
You might have a putt from in the bushes there. It all depends on how it comes to rest.
Just
Oh,
a
get
little
in.
inside,
Oh.
catches the last tree.
The tree we couldn't see. Another 50-footer for Jake here. He's been leaving himself these all day and just doesn't seem to be cashing any.
Just a little high again.
That's actually really high. He went arguably 30 feet past.
So Cam just from the bushes, trying to blend in with his jersey there. Crashes the
Great
birdie.
putt from Cam. Here's Jake from probably outside circle after his errant putt.
Just leaves a little short. Just seems like he's having a little bit of a tough day on the putting green for sure. James from about 20 here.
This is for his 2.
And
Great.
cashes the birdie.
Great high chains.
Again, our card scoring well. 3 birdies there. So now, hole 17. Hole 17 is 290 foot par 3. The biggest issue that you're going to face on this hole is going to be the hill that drops off very, very quick behind it.
That's right. The a lot of people will play a wide forehand here just so that it's coming in, the disc is coming in left to right, so you don't have to worry about that hill going down the back, or you just throw a putter straight at it and trust in your distance control.
And even the putting green can be very tough, like you showed us the first round.
Yeah, let's forget about that. Yeah, Oz going praxis here. Just looking to do a little tiny flex, have an elevator down right next to the basket. Oh, he didn't even flex it. He went pure hyzer. That's a tight gap over there.
Now we got James. Looks like it's his Firebird there, I believe. Letting it go out.
Yeah, playing the distance control. Pops it up. I'd
Might have
imagine
looked
that's parked.
a little bit long there, actually, though. Just with the skips that might occur. This looks like a praxis from Cam. A little bit off to the left, but might still have a putt there.
Okay.
Missing.
Yeah, we didn't get Jake's drive there, so he probably hopped up there quick and through.
Now we got Cam from about 40 feet.
This is a scary putt to run.
He gives it a bit and just misses low. That's the biggest struggle with this hole, is how fast you can go down that hill.
Yeah, there is. Ooh, nice putt from Oz. Catches right side. There is some trees to catch you, but more often than not, they don't help you up.
It looks like Jake's drive was a pretty good drive.
I'm willing to bet you probably threw a forehand similar to James and just got a little bit too far.
I'm gonna go with a Firebird is what we have for his drives. Yeah, that looks like one of his star Firebirds there. So great birdie there from Jake. And I was wrong about James there.
Yeah,
did not go long.
Absolutely parked. Maybe got saved by a tree, but hey. Oh, think of that. Cam held himself up. He's still up most of the way up the hill.
Yeah,
that's lucky.
Another great result for the card. 3 birdies, 1 par. Some anger there from Cam, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a long putt to run outside 40 feet downhill.
Yeah, exactly. So now we move on to hole 18, 266 par 3, but playing as the toughest hole this round.
Yes.
Full 0.6 strokes over par. So.
Yeah, that gap is tight. It's you hit a tree earlier, then you're pretty much on the same shot again all the way down the hill. Once you get down here, you're going to have to find a way to stop your disc in time.
Again, another green that has hills behind it.
Seems like the white spruce MO.
Chris, he's going to be going with his praxis again. The goal is just to get out the gap. If you can get down and give yourself a look, that's great. But that looks a little bit right, hits a tree, and kind of fades back into the fairway. So that's a great result. So James with his banana P2, and that is awesome.
That's going right for the basket. Nice. Thumbs up from James. He's happy.
James. So this is a different line that you see sometimes. Jake's gonna go out and around.
This is the play for the 3 or the long putt for 2 kind of play.
Same spot.
You tend to see that when players just don't want to entertain the gap and just trying to get it down there. So Cam's going back with his Berg to try to thread this gap a little bit. Just pulls it early. There's some frustration here from Cam. You can start to see build. So Cam's looking to go out and around. That looks great if it can just settle by the basket.
Oz actually set himself up here relatively decent. He can get up and down for the 3. He got the tree kick wasn't the worst. He could have been. I think he's running it.
That was a half run, half putt kind of.
Yeah, that was
attempt there.
That was a unique opportunity. That was a unique move by Oz.
So Jake's got a putt here. It's a little bit of stuff in the way, but they're probably about a 50-foot look there. Gives it a run. just hits the basket. I think he didn't get a good roll there either.
This would be a big 3 save from Oz.
Oh.
Just chains out right.
I think that's the first step putt that he's really missed today.
Yeah, he's been putting really well. That one's probably more blamed on the upshot there.
I think this is where James lands after his drive.
That's where drive
Great
goes?
birdie.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. That's a good spot to be. Get up on that hill. There's really no danger of running that putt coming down the hill like that.
One of the only 2 on the round. Himself and Joe Vander Veen.
Joe Vander Veen seems to be sneaking into a lot of these only 2s.
So, I think for James there, though, he would have been liked to be down at the basket. That's not the best hill to be putting down off of. A little bit risky, but he nails it. So hole 19 is a par 3, 341 foot. Kind of a, you'll see some flicks, I feel like, here, or forehands, or just slight hyzer over these bushes here.
Yeah,
Up
you
to the
really
right.
want to be coming into this hill from the left to the right so that you can kind of mitigate the distance and it won't, because if you're coming in from right to left, you're going to be going down the hill. And it's really hard to stop your disc coming down that hill because you don't have the room to swing it out way right like you would like if you wanted to put a hyzer into here. So either a nice overstay beforehand or some sort of flippy mid-range to pull yourself into the hill.
James is going to go with the forehand option, which is not surprising for James. I feel like we'll see actually probably 4 forehands here. And I might be incorrect. It looks like nope. Never mind.
Jake's
So-
trying to play with you. That's what that was.
So Jake's going with his Wraith here on a forehand route.
Yeah,
Looks
that looked a
little
little high.
early.
High and early. Unless it's really flippy, but I don't think so. This is also a Wraith?
I believe this
From
is his
Cam?
Halo Wraith. Yeah. This is his GG Wraith that he's been throwing great today.
Probably perfect.
And that looks very, very good.
Yeah, everyone opting for that sidearm. It's just so good coming into the side of that hill with the hyzer. You don't have to worry about any rollaways or leaving it too far left.
Looks like that was released.
Yeah.
Too much Annie. But it gets down there. It travels a far way. Good bit at it. A little bit right, but... So Jake gives himself a look, even though it looked very released high. Oh, just hits the chains.
Yeah, that looked like
Right.
it could have caught for him. It just sort of slows down just enough to give him a tap in.
James. Birdie look from about 25 feet. Just cash.
Yeah. High right, pulls it down. James putting really well this tournament. Doing great.
Cam's just trying to get some back in action here. He's had a little bit of a rough bit going on here, so trying to cash the birdie here. Oh, and it stays.
Just
can-
good enough.
Tell by the reaction he'll take it.
Yeah. Don't have a choice, Cam. There's only Adam Beattie and Greg Grutenborg got the twos there, as opposed to this card. So
Yeah, and now on to the last hole. Hole 20, 420 foot, playing as a par 4 for the event. Playing actually even par for a par 4. So
okay, so pretty accurate then.
still very
Yeah.
tough hole, even from the whites.
So from the whites, your goal is to just get it up to the short pad. These guys are probably all going to be get past that, try to get in past the trees. If you hit any of those trees and get knocked down, you're pretty much playing this for either a Miracle 3 or just a 4 in general.
Yeah, and I feel like most of the division is hoping to get the par or birdie here. If you can get out past those trees, it's a pretty nice up and down. But again, the tee shot is very, very important.
It's a very tiny gap, very far away. Just get out and highs are left, so you have an approach to the basket, which goes to the right.
It looks a little bit left, but it looks like it might fight up a little bit.
Yeah, it's not so bad when you come out here because you can, after you get out there, if you have a forehand, no matter where you end up there, you're going to be looking pretty good at the basket.
Yeah.
Cam's actually going forehand off the tee here. I've never actually seen anyone try this before.
Well, he threw the shot in the first round kind of from the same area and did his forehand, and it worked great.
Yeah,
That worked a lot better than it did first time.
that was fantastic. Very well controlled. He'll have a look up and down for the 3 if he wants it.
Hold a little early.
Yeah, I think that was good, just a little low.
That was, yeah. That is correct. So Chris trying to bite off some distance with the Cloudbreaker 3 with him.
Yeah, there's a pretty good hyzer gap. If you just get up into the high right gap, you can get all the way up past the trees and have a look at a long, very long look at it too.
Jake going forehand, try to go around Gigi's gap.
Yeah, I
It
think
just strikes the tree.
yeah, he didn't have much there. I think the forehand was a safe play. He just pulled it a bit, trying to take too much.
I can kind of see the frustration starting to build.
That was thrown really hard, and I don't know where it went.
Wow.
Wow.
Slow down.
Got James off to the left, but again, with such a proficient forehand, kind of anywhere past those trees, you can get up and down with it. So,
Yeah, he's gonna go flex forehand with his Justice, try and squeeze it just before the bush in the distance, and then he'll have the tap in 3 if he can do it.
and that looks good. Might be a little bit long into the bush.
Yeah, he didn't get inside of it. He's gonna have almost no putt from there. That thing's probably 10 feet in diameter, and he'll be right smack dab in behind it.
So we got Chris going with the Omen. Looks like he's trying to play a little.
Yeah. Again.
It's not a bad idea with how hard the ground is here at the White Spruce. You'll see a lot of rollways and skips, so smart option. That looks picture perfect for what you would like on
Yeah,
this
it does.
hole.
Great shot.
I agree with that. Just inside the bush here, just outside the other bush.
Looks like James using every little bit of his height to try to get around there. Just misses.
Yeah, you put directly in the behind it.
This is long of the basket.
This is Jake after his for his 3 or 4.
This is gonna be for 4.
That's
there.
for 4. Okay. Yeah, if you get off the fairway on this hole, you're in a lot of trouble.
So Chris is hanging out with the trees, trying to.
I'm curious how his disc got here after taking the skip.
And just hits the band. You can see a little bit of frustration there.
Good effort.
And Cam, what a beautiful. Shows how you wish the hole is played.
Yeah.
Taps away.
That was
The birdie.
fantastic. Great 3 from Cam.
Chris tapping in the 4. James will be tapping in his 4, and a bogey for Jake to finish off the round.
And this will be, as they finish up here, this will be the end of round 2 from the White Spruce Open. It was a pretty good round. Jake obviously did not get the round he was hoping for. I'm sure he wants some of those back. His putting just wasn't exactly where he would want it for sure. He does manage to put himself back to even, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe he's sitting at even after 1 round. We have the hottest round of the day going to James Duong, and also Joe Vander shot beautiful 9 down as well.
Yeah, so James Duong comes back and takes the lead after the second round.
So after that, we got Chris, that's 1 stroke behind, sitting at 10 under. Cam with a 6 down round today, shooting now 9 down. Going into the final round, we have someone new on coverage.
That's right. We got Joe Vander Veen.
Shooting an incredible 9 down as well.
Yes,
Put himself -4 for the tournament. So
he's quite the jump between 3rd and 4th. So I think the round will really be taken between the top 3 players. But we got it. Anyways, I'm Chris Brown.
Spencer Young, and we'll see you guys next time.